Hi, in this video we're going to be focusing on the recovery rate. I've heard it said by a number of people that if we focus on the recovery rate rather than the death rate, we'll find out that COVID-19 is no big deal. I am Michael White, Distinguished Professor and Chair of Pharmacy Practice at the University of Connecticut School of Pharmacy, and I'm happy to be here to walk you through some of this today. What you see here is the COVID-19 acute complication rate. So among people who have had confirmed cases, you can see that 70% of people will have 0 to only mild symptoms. But you'll also see that 30% of people will have moderate to severe issues that'll require hospitalization. Now, of those, only 12% of people will need ICU care. But in this population, about 50% of those people may die. This is only 6% of the overall confirmed cases, which means that 94% of the people would not be dying. If you're not dying, that means that you're recovering. But I think it's important to realize what recovery means. Recovery does not mean perfect health for everyone. Many people needing ICU therapy for COVID-19 eventually survive after weeks in the hospital. And these people are at high risk, even when they're going out the door, of ongoing lung, heart, kidney, and GI issues. We can't simply say that recovery means perfect health. Being in the intensive care unit by itself is very traumatic. So in addition to the physical long-term issues that can occur after having COVID-19, we also have to be aware of the mental health issues. 1/3 of people who are long-term ICU patients have long-term mental health issues. This isn't specific for COVID-19, it's for any and all diseases where people end up in the ICU and are there for a prolonged period of time. The trauma from being intubated, the fear of dying, the impact of drug therapy induces long-term PTSD with or without anxiety and depression. And in some people, could lead to long-term cognitive impairment. So even if people leave and they look completely normal, it doesn't mean that they're not going to be suffering with ongoing mental health issues as a result of that experience. As we emerge now and back to a little more of a sense of normalcy, we need to keep in mind that we need to slow the spread of the disease from what it was before the shutdown by 50 and better yet 75%, or we're going to be in trouble. We're going to be relegating people to hospitalizations. We're going to be relegating people to ICU admissions. We're going to have that risk of death, and we're going to have that long-term complication rate for a small subset of those people who were hospitalized. It is clear that we are not out of the woods. On May 13th, 21,712 new COVID-19 cases were confirmed in the United States. If today, with just those 21,712 new COVID patients, if we were completely opened up with no restrictions, knowing that one person can infect 2.5 other people on average, at the end of 60 days, these almost 22,000 people would infect 8.8 million new people. 30% of those would require hospitalizations. Disbelieving and not taking precautions is foolish for you, and it's cruel for those who are at highest risk, because the risk rapidly spreads, as does the virus. So thank you. Thank you for listening to this video. I hope that you found it useful. And if you'd like, you can check out some of the other videos on this or other topics.